But let's jump right into this, guys. Again, people wanted me to re-record this for you. Here we are. I'm going to re-record it. Go through this as quick as we can. As you're listening to today's presentation, it is absolutely advantageous for you and your business to take notes as we go throughout today's presentation. Also, you're going to have questions. That's totally normal. As you have questions here today, do me a favor, write them down. The majority of the time, I will get to your questions before you have a chance to ask them. Also, you can always email any questions about tax liens, tax deeds, anything to admin@propertytaxlist.com or Skyler@propertytaxlist.com. All right, let's jump. Who are we? Why are you here? What will we discuss here today? Three main questions. Okay? Who are we? Well, first off, my name is Skyler. Last name is Fishback. I have had the opportunity to travel the country speaking for numerous real estate gurus. You name it, more likely than not, I've worked with them or I've contracted with them. When I say so-called real estate gurus, most of the time, most of the gurus that I would work with and contract with, in my opinion, were very clueless when it came to this specific strategy in real estate, being tax foreclosures or delinquent tax property. Now, I had tried every tax lien training and book I could find. I mean, every infomercial that came on TV, I'm sure most of us here have heard them. The whole pick up properties, pennies on the dollar, seemed attractive, looked more get rich quick. So obviously, when I started in this business about 8 years ago, it was attractive to me. Now, one thing also you need to understand is that this game is not the same every county to county or state to state. It does change frequently, and it's important to truly understand and build quality relationships with counties. So I started doing my own county research as I was traveling, started attending auctions, and finally got to the point where, you know, I actually figured out the game step by step and was able to implement a system that worked for me around my busy lifestyle. But the most important thing behind this is the way that this game has changed over the last 8 years. Going from having to attend a live auction, person to person, face to face, versus being able to acquire tax delinquent property online and tax lien certificates at 16, 18, 25% returns. A little bit about Tax Sales Solutions. They were established back in 2007 by Steve and Shade Frey. They have worked directly with seminar companies for the past 8 years, wrote roughly about 5 different tax lien and or tax deed programs. They have personally trained thousands upon students from every state in this country how to acquire tax delinquent property in their backyard and all across the country, again from home using the internet. They have never worked directly with the public until now, hence the reason why I'm here. I was looking for a way for me to stay. Over time, the road can wear on you. Living in hotel rooms, it can wear on you. And being a father of 2, I've got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old daughters, McKenna and Chloe. And for me, I wanted to do whatever I could do to create an environment to where I could be home and truly be the best dad I could be. And so in order for me to do that, I needed to figure out a solution for me to create consistency at home. And that is really what it came down to, is that Tax Liens and Tax Deeds created and provided that vehicle for me. What you're looking at here, and that's really what most people should be really focused on. Tax Liens and Tax Deeds, they're not sexy, but one thing that's great about them is that they're safe, they're secure, and they're a great way to build a vehicle, to do whatever it is that you want to do. Speaking of that, one thing that a lot of seminar companies do, and one thing they're good at, is selling that dream. Getting you really excited about going out there, building your business, whatever it might be, but come the end of the day, they usually just give you enough information to keep you curious. That has been my experience in the past. Now, because we are breaking away from the seminar industry and we are now becoming in business for ourselves and offering this to the public for ourselves, my main intent and my main goal is to create as much value as I can and to provide as much training as I can, regardless of those who are in a position to take action on the training or not. Here's some training and education. We've got our home study kits, we've got our advanced trainings. The only thing I do want to say about this really quick is if you are a foreign investor, if you're coming from Canada, we've worked with hundreds of Canadian students, tons of Australian, New Zealand students, the UK. If you have any questions getting your ITIN number, it's also known as your taxpayer ID number, contact our office. We've got tons of experience doing that. Our staff knows how to point you in the right direction. Also, if you have any type of retirement accounts that you need to get transferred over into, let's say, a self-directed IRA, 401ks, IRAs, KIOs, regardless of the account, there's a solution available, and we can help you do that step by step. All right, here's a couple of our affiliates websites. This is kind of show you how Tax Sales Solution plays a role in this. Most of you, if you haven't already, go to secretsoftaxlieninvesting.com, download the ebook. Also, you can attend or head on over to taxlientrainingsite.com to see some of the recent deals that have sold. We'll go over some of those, and then again, we're going to talk a little bit more about Property Tax List, and then we've got Tax Lien Investor Secrets, which is our free ebook, massive. We're talking over 100 pages of quality education. Like I said before, PropertyTaxList.com. This is really our main central command center for everything tax delinquent property, tax liens, tax deeds related. Again, we're going to get into some of what the website provides, but again, those students we work with, they do get their very own username and password to get onto the site. We've got massive amounts of trainings available. We've got the auction calendar. We'll talk that in a little bit. Again, tax lien and tax deed list service. Sometimes we get that investor who's, 1 in 100, in my opinion, who actually does this game, does it effectively, and knows and understands the power of lists. We are a list service provider, meaning that if you need lists, if you want lists, we do have the largest OTC database on the internet today. Also, we've got tons of all the pre-auction lists. You'll know what counties are having auctions, online auctions, and when, and you'll also have those lists available to you as well. Why tax liens and why tax deeds? And the power question comes into why now? Why tax liens and why tax deeds and why now? Let's go back to the overview of the training. The introduction, we're going to talk about that. We're going through that. Tax liens and the internet, tax liens 101, deed 101, methods of purchase, how you purchase, and then we're going to go through some examples. You can see those as well. I need you to ask yourself a question: why are you here? A lot of buzz has been going around about tax liens and tax deeds, but the biggest reason why, and the type of student that I personally like to work with, is somebody looking for a profitable investment. Tax liens are a safe, secure way to invest. Class, regardless of what happens, you have first position lien as a tax lien holder. We'll describe what that is in just a second, but you have that power play. It's safe, it's secure, it's collateralized, or it's backed by a tangible piece of property. And again, it's the edge. You're ahead of your competition. Is there some competition in this game? Absolutely. But with the resources we have and what we teach our students, and also knowing that, again, there's about 3,200 different county or township, or I'm originally from Alaska, they call them boroughs up there, but there's these different county jurisdictions, and every one of them works just a little bit different, but that means that there's always going to be a county having an auction somewhere. So it really is the age of information, and so that's what our staff does. Our staff goes throughout. We make this as well as possible. Now, when you look at tax foreclosures or tax liens, let's just say tax liens, that's what people know this investment form as. We've got really two options. We have the first option, which is tax deeds. This is property acquisition. And the second option we have is tax liens. This is where we're getting a high interest rate of return. In this example, a tax deed, we are simply purchasing the property and taking property ownership. In a tax lien environment, we are simply purchasing the debt, and the county is going to create a tax lien certificate so that we can temporarily come in and satisfy the county. The county can take care of their community needs, but more importantly, this is a way for us to get that consistent high rate of return. The easiest way to look at this is, if you could simplify it, short term, the ability to wholesale property quickly, acquire property quickly. Again, we're going to talk about some of the examples of what I mean in terms of quickly. And then the second side is the passive side of investing. This could be your long-term, tax liens. Compare this to money market accounts, CDs, etc.